It is World Environment Day tomorrow, and if there's anything the pandemic has taught us, it is that our actions are responsible for the destruction we have caused on the place we all call home. We too have become an endangered species, just like the focus on our backdrops today of some of the most endangered species in the world. Welcome to Kaleidoscope with me, Savithri Rodrigo. Today, some Sri Lankan photographers share their lens craft for our backdrops, and this of the Asian elephant is by Namal Kamalgoda. Only 50,000 Asian elephants remain in the wild globally. In 2011, the number of elephants in the wild in Sri Lanka was estimated at 6,000, but at least 50% have died since then.
Did you know you can open a digital fixed deposit with just 5,000 rupees? Open a CDB iDeposit digital fixed deposit today. CDB, your friend.
Today we celebrate Pride Month with Rosanna Flame Caldera. Take a deeper look at the sinking of the Express Pearl, rooftop solar and dividend-paying renewable energy on Empower Capital Snapshot and News Capsule, and focus on Thambapani Sheikh in Life in 60, with lots more, of course. Sarinder Unambua's capture of this elusive snow leopard in Khyber, northern India, is on our backdrop as we begin Empower Capital Snapshot. There's less than 7,000 snow leopard left in the world. Standard & Poor's affirms Sri Lanka's CCC+ rating with a stable outlook. The Consumer Price Index moves up from last month by 4.5% in May. Tobacco use in Sri Lanka has dropped to 15% compared with 27% in 2015. The world is at risk of hitting its temperature limit of 1.5 degrees Celsius in one of the next 5 years. Sri Lanka's port city recently received a boost in New York when it was featured on the CC board at Times Square. Renewable energy does pay dividends. Just ask Vidullanka, the renewable energy company which declared its highest ever after-tax profit in the last financial year.
We are happy to note Vidullanka recorded its highest profit for the financial year 2021. We are also happy to note majority of it is from foreign sources, thus contributing to our foreign reserves. In April this year, we formed a joint venture with Windforce High Energy to develop a 10 megawatt solar power plant in Eastern Province. Energy is life and we all need it as a source of progress.
Would you wash with snail slime soap? An artisan all-natural soap made of snail slime is making its debut in France. Coming up, Manjula Pereira, Mudita Katuwawala, Natasha Rajapaksa and Rosanna Flame Caldera, as well as our winner of Ibn Battuta, the book by Amina Hussain.
When you lose faith in investing, somewhere in the financial ecosystem, a business loses its potential to grow or even survive. To endure these trying times, we see a broader perspective in investments. We see unconventional areas of investment that will regain your faith in investing. We see businesses that are already growing by taking on the challenges of the new normal. We translate decades of experience into strategies to empower you with innovative investment solutions. We are Empower Capital.
There are only about 1,063 mountain gorillas existing in the wild, and this silverback was photographed by Savithri Rodrigo in Rwanda. In our Empower Capital News Capsule, we continue focusing on the environment, given that it's World Environment Day tomorrow. Sri Lanka faced one of its biggest environmental disasters when the MV Express Pearl caught fire, spewed its contents of nitric acid along with other chemicals into the ocean and coastline, destroyed marine life and livelihoods, and then sank. Coordinator of the Pearl Protectors, Mudita Katuwawala, tells us more about this catastrophe.
As of Wednesday morning, the MV Express Pearl ship has sunk, now exposing all its cargo to the ocean. We are yet to understand the severity of this. Meanwhile, fishing villages across the western half of Sri Lanka has been asked to avoid any fishing activities. The impact of this disaster is immense. The social and the environment impact due to this ship disaster will linger on for a longer period of time than expected. We are yet to implement proper solutions to curb the pollution that we are facing.
The Colombo stock market started June off on a positive note, but dipped somewhat at the close of market on Thursday. The all-share price index moved upwards by 2.4% and the average daily turnover recovered to a more reasonable 2.8 billion rupees. Climate activism and a possible forced production cut by oil majors led to oil reaching one-year highs of $69 per barrel. This week, gold continued to edge upwards and is now closing in on the $1,900 per ounce level. The Sri Lankan government has an ambitious plan to have 70% of Sri Lanka using renewable energy by 2030, and of this, at least 1,000 megawatts is to come from rooftop solar. However, the installation of solar for households is somewhat prohibitive. While solar should be an option for households, I asked Managing Director of Windforce, Sri Lanka's largest renewable energy developer, Manjula Pereira, what needs to be done to make solar more affordable.
Sri Lanka consists of 6.5 million households. If we take at least 15% of them, it's 1 million households. If we install a small rooftop solar system of 3 kilowatts in each of these houses, we are talking of 3,000 megawatts of solar systems in the rooftop system. This is 3 times the target to be achieved by 2030. How to achieve it? The government policies are already in place. The utility, that is Ceylon Electricity Board, should invest the capital cost and install these rooftop systems in the households and charge them from their electricity bill as they do it now. This target can be easily achieved within a period of 2 to 3 years without waiting for 2030.
How patient are you when it comes to servers remembering your food order? The restaurant of order mistakes in Tokyo employs waiters with dementia, and the chances are they get the order wrong. It's surprising, and I would say fun, to see what is ultimately served. And that's it on our Empower Capital News Capsule.
With Salinco Life Pension Saver, Sri Lanka's premier retirement plan, start planning for your retirement today. Salinco Life, a relationship for life.
Coming up later is Thambapani Sheikh and the winner of our birthday gift of Amina Hussein Zibin Batuta. But before I bring on Rosanna Plema Caldera, here's wishing good luck to our last week's guest on the show, MasterChef Australia's 2021 contestant Minoli De Silva, who fought her way back into the top 15 and is now vying for that coveted trophy. Minoli, make those judges' taste buds pop. June is Pride Month, celebrated by the LGBTIQ communities the world over. It was Brenda Howard who organized the first Gay Pride Week and the Liberation Day Parade in 1970, which eventually became the New York City Pride March. And this rainbow flag, well, it was designed by Gilbert Baker on the instructions of his friend, politician Harvey Milk. In Sri Lanka, Equal Ground, which was founded in 2004, is all about seeking economic, social, cultural, civil and political rights for the LGBTIQ community in Sri Lanka. Due to various social and economic restraints, including stigma and discrimination, which leads to vulnerability, to social and economic exclusion, Equal Ground decided to work on something tangible, to map the identities of the community in Sri Lanka this year. I asked Executive Director of Equal Ground, Rosanna Plema Caldera, what was uncovered in this mapping and what the findings were. How progressive are we as a country when it comes to acknowledging and recognizing LGBTIQ persons?
Well, on a scale from 1 to 10, we are about 1.5, and that's really bad, I think. Progression is also not measured by, something tangible like changing laws, but also measured by the fact that, how are we accepting and treating the LGBTIQ community.
Why did you think it was necessary to map the LGBTIQ community, and what were your findings?
We started off with a 4-district mapping, which brought the total up to 19.6%, and that was because we had LGBT-friendly enumerators. We decided that we wanted to do island-wide because the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? Most people say that 1 or 2 LGBT people, who cares about them? So we needed to find out exactly what. So this mapping study says 12% are LGBTIQ, 12% of the adult population. And keeping in mind that a lot of people who may have participated in this mapping study would not be open about their sexual orientation or gender identity. It's only the people who were comfortable to do that. So, in my opinion, in the fact that I have been an advocate for these rights for the last 21 years and traveled all over this island for that, I put it close to 20%.
Stigma, discrimination, violence, legal, political, and even social restraints, marginalization, and lack of access to basic services are all gross violations of human rights. How are these being handled?
They don't. They just go through life having to accept everything that's handed out to them. Considering the fact that, and I've always maintained this, that the most amount of issues that the LGBTIQ community faces is from the police itself. So if, for example, the police is abusing somebody, who do you go and report that police person to? And if you do go and report that person, next thing you know, you've got the whole entire station hassling you, and a lot of them are also not out. And their parents may not know of their, sexual orientation or gender identity or expression. So they're scared. They're scared all the time. So they don't report. Even when family members abuse them, even when community people abuse them, they will not report. Very rarely do we even find out that there has been a violation of any sort, yeah? But we know it happens.
What is the biggest challenge that the LGBTIQ community faces?
I think it's the social exclusion. The laws that criminalize, adult consenting same-sex sexual relations, the types of religious and extremely conservative thinking and political interference, so many things, particularly where one's religion is concerned. Yeah, so it's a huge hurdle that LGBTIQ people have to overcome right from the get-go. And it's not something that one day you wake up and say, oh, I think I'll be gay today. It's not like that. You're born that way. Some people don't realize how they feel or what they feel until quite later on. Most people try to hide how they feel or put it aside and say, no, that's not the way I should be feeling. I should be having heterosexual feelings, not homosexual feelings. So you just try really hard to assimilate into the heterosexual, heteronormative world, but you just can't, So you end up hating yourself, you end up self-harming, you end up having, mental health issues, all of that.
How do you see Sri Lanka moving forward, Rosanna?
I think the only way we can move forward is as a society to realize that marginalizing anybody, regardless of the reasons why, is simply not on. It simply isn't the way forward at all. I think that Sri Lanka has always had this amazing diversity. We've had all the religions, all the languages, all the many different types of people, and we embrace that diversity, and we love the fact that our country is so diverse and so amazing. I think we really need to, as a society, be a little bit more mindful and be a little bit more responsible in the way we behave. Yeah?
Basic respect to a fellow human being, and understanding that everyone is equal, and embracing the diversity that Sri Lanka has in abundance may be a good recipe to cook up as we celebrate Pride Month this June. Thank you, Rosanna, for giving us an idea of some of the most often forgotten nuances of the LGBTIQ community.
Did you know you can open a digital fixed deposit with just 5,000 rupees? Open a CDB iDeposit digital fixed deposit today. CDB, your friend.
Her t-shirts look best when the sleeves are rolled up, but that's her style thing. But Natasha Rajapaksa's story with Thambapani chic goes much deeper. Inspired by brown boss babes, South Asian culture, body positivity, Sri Lankan heritage and empowering women, here's why Thambapani chic is different.
I started Thambapani chic as a way of sending out a positive message to the world. Communicating this through everyday wear allowed me the opportunity to create that ripple effect for the wearer and those around them to feel empowered. Each design has a story to tell of our country, its culture and heritage, and to create a powerhouse for women, highlight body positivity and spread kindness, while our customers get fresh, non-replicated designs from a wide size range. Their purchase also supports the livelihood of 5 other small businesses. It created the ideal ecosystem for value exchange and to build our business model around a deeper purpose. We have two design segments, the slogan range, which I design in-house, and the graphics collection, which encourages working with and promoting Sri Lankan talent. We aim for collaboration over competition and are always looking to work alongside other businesses to offer our customers the very best.
Love your culture, your body and your heritage. That's the Thambapani chic message. And do love your environment by nurturing and helping keep species like these Irrawaddy dolphins alive. There's less than 100 left in the world.
With Selinco Life Pension Saver, Sri Lanka's premier retirement plan, start planning for your retirement today. Selinco Life, a relationship for life.
And it's time to reveal our birthday gift winner. Winning the Gratian Prize shortlisted Ibn Battuta by Amina Hussain is Amali Gunasekara Thisera. Congratulations, you will soon be transported to a world of mystery and revelation with this beautifully written book. Here's to a great weekend ahead. Do subscribe to Kaleidoscope with Savithri Rodrigo if you haven't done so already, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget, even if you have been vaccinated, stay masked and keep sanitizing as we do with Amami hand sanitizer. Always better to stay safe. It is we who have to look after our home, this planet called Earth. Otherwise, we won't exist. So here's our Kaleidoscope takeaway this week. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Robert Swan.